Hello again, this is Hammerback. Today I would like to share with you some words about the new tools from Hammer. We're talking about the MatchMaker, the MX Splurger and Mod Sensor. Let's begin with the MatchMaker. The MatchMaker is intended to serve you as a labeler and a relay for cables, so that you can get some order on your cables on the back panel and easily connect to other devices. The idea here is that if you have a couple of CV devices and you sometimes reuse them and you would like to have them connected as a module, you can easily, with the MatchMaker, make all the internal connections between the devices, and then you make sure that cables for inputs and outputs to your homemade module are routed to the MatchMaker for external access from other devices and to the instruments in your setup. The MatchMaker has 24 different channels, and for each channel you have an external input, an internal input and a common output. There is also a knob for each channel where you can set the level of the signal going through. The level knobs of the MatchMaker go from -2 to +2. This way you can invert the signal as it passes through the channel of a MatchMaker. If you have no input connected, the knob will simply set the level to a fixed value. This will also be from -2 volts to +2 volts. The most prominent feature of MatchMaker is probably the abundance of labels, where you can note what you have connections to and from. For each channel you have one small label only for the channel itself. You have a second level of labels where you have one label for each 2 channels. On the third level of labels you have one label per 4 channels, and one step up again you have one label for each 8 channels. And at the top you have a larger label where you can specify what your connections are all about. So if you create something like a module, you can specify what this content of the entire module is all about. The labels are visible on both the front panel and back panel, so you can always type in whatever it is you're connecting when you connect the cables, and you can still view this or even correct it and make additional notes when you look at your connected devices from the front. So with the MatchMaker you have a good overview of what goes in and out from your homemade module of devices. Well, that's about it regarding the MatchMaker.